Does a QB just need the right system? Is Drake May the next great quarterback? And apparently, no lead is safe in the NFL. This is This Week in the NFL, Week 5. You know who we're starting off with? You know who I can't wait to talk about? The Denver Broncos beat the Philadelphia Eagles with a miraculous fourth quarter comeback led by the best quarterback in the NFL. What a game for Denver. I mean, this is a game I went into saying last week that we had no shot. So we beat the Eagles. This is a huge game for Denver for a lot of reasons. Besides Denver beating the best team in the NFL this week, the Lions might be better. But going into the week thinking that the Eagles are probably the best team in the NFL, this win is a lot bigger than just that. To go 3-2 into this stretch of games that Denver has. So the next few games for the Broncos are the Jets, Giants, Cowboys, Texans, Raiders, Chiefs, and then our bye. Going into that stretch of games 3-2 instead of 2-3, like Denver has a huge chance to go on a huge winning streak here, beating the Bengals and the Chiefs after starting 1-2, going 3-2, because theoretically, Denver is definitely a good enough team to beat the Jets, the Giants, the Cowboys. The Texans are up in the air, but I still think that that's a win. The Raiders, definitely a winnable game, and the Chiefs, definitely a winnable game. That is 6 games that Denver could go on a winning streak. Do I think that they're going to win all 6 games and go on an 8-game winning streak into the bye week? No. I think we're a great team. I don't think that we're that good. I think we will drop maybe 1 or 2 of these games. Beating the Eagles leaves that open for us to be able to lose one of those games and still be okay. If we lose to the Eagles and go 2-3, for the rest of the season, we can probably only lose maybe 3 or 4 games if we want to not only win the division, but make the playoffs in the AFC this year. But now going 3-2 with the possibility to go into the bye week at 9-2. Once again, do I think that's going to happen? Probably not. But at a ceiling of 9-2, a floor of hopefully like 7-4 or so, that is massive for the Broncos, especially if they want to win the division. With how the Chargers have been playing the past couple weeks, how many injuries that the Chargers have on their offensive line, them not being able to win these games. And then Kansas City starting off the season 2-3 while dropping one to the Jags, who I think are a lot better than they get credit for. But at the same time, Denver being able to win this game puts them in a position to win the division, which is something that we haven't seen from Denver in years. I think it's going to happen. Once again, I think that the Chiefs are just going to win the division no matter what. I don't care if they're 2-3. I'm never going to lose hope that the Chiefs are going to lose this division. They might go and not lose any games for the rest of the season. I wouldn't be surprised. But I do think Denver wins 1 game against the Chiefs, so I hope it is the first one when they're at home. But Denver has put themselves in a perfect position right now. The next thing I want to talk about is the resurgence of all these QBs. We're not going to just talk about one. We're going to talk about them all kind of together. We're going to start with the 49ers and Mac Jones. I don't think that Mac Jones was really good, but I don't think he was, there's a quarterback controversy in San Francisco anymore. Brock Purdy is still the quarterback. Brock Purdy is still number 1 in EPA when he's in the game. Mac Jones has looked better than Brock Purdy so far this season. I will not lie about that. But I do not think that there's a genuine quarterback controversy in San Francisco for 2 reasons. The first one, Brock Purdy is getting paid almost $50 million, or he maybe is getting paid $50 million. You're not going to bench your $50 million quarterback just because the backup came in and looked pretty good. I'm sorry. You pay someone that much money, you're going to play him. The number 2 reason is I don't think Brock Purdy has been hobbled a lot of the time that he's been on the field. He has the same turf toe injury that Joe Burrow has. Obviously, his isn't as bad as Joe Burrow because he has been able to play, but there's a reason that he's not been on the field. It's because he's been injured, and when he was on the field, he was injured. I think he can run this team as good as Mac Jones is. I think the testament of this game is just that Kyle Shanahan is probably the best offensive mind in the NFL. Probably, maybe ever, but right now, as of right now, he is definitely the best offensive mind. No matter who you throw in at quarterback, whether it's Jimmy Garoppolo, whether it's Jacoby Brissett, whether it's Brock Purdy, whether it's Mac Jones, and there's there's more in there. Nick Mullins. I mean, hell, whoever you throw at quarterback for the 49ers are going to perform because Kyle Shanahan is just flawless. There is not a safer spot for a coach than Kyle Shanahan. Okay, he is amazing as an offensive mind. And when you get a quarterback to be put in a good system, we see what that can do. If we look at the Indianapolis Colts, we have Indiana Jones over there. Daniel Jones has completely revived his career and looks like another MVP candidate. Shane Steichen has been able to put Daniel Jones in some amazing positions to succeed. He has looked amazing. They just beat the Raiders 40-6. The Raiders suck, but still, Daniel Jones has looked nothing short of amazing. And our MVP race right now has come down to Daniel Jones, Sam Darnold, and Baker Mayfield. Those are the top three right now. Not Josh Allen, not Lamar Jackson, not Patrick Mahomes. Obviously, Joe Burrow's been hurt, and Lamar was hurt this week as well, but none of those guys. It's Sam Darnold, Baker Mayfield, and Daniel Jones. Those are the three in the MVP race right now. The Colts have been able to be blessed with a great quarterback. Honestly, Daniel Jones has been fantastic this year, and he was fantastic again in this game. And then the other two that we're talking about, Sam Darnold and Baker Mayfield, went band for band this week in the hands down game of the week. Ended 38-35. Baker Mayfield only threw 4 incompletions on 33 passes and threw for 379 yards and 2 touchdowns, including a game-tying drive along with a game-winning drive, but I mean, he just handed the ball off 3 times. But the game-tying drive, when they're down 35-28 and they need someone to go score a touchdown and give their team a chance to make a play that they made on Sam Darnold. Okay, Sam Darnold was almost flawless in this game. Honestly, his only blemish was that interception that led to the Buccaneers winning the game. If he was perfect all game except for that one play. Except for that one interception, Sam Darnold was amazing. Baker Mayfield has led 4 game-winning drives now in the season, along with the game-tying drive. He gave his team a chance to go out there and make a play so that they could win this game. And they made a play. They got the interception, and the Buccaneers won this game. My MVP frontrunner right now in the NFL is Baker Mayfield. He's been the best quarterback. He's led 4 game-winning drives, and he almost came up and won against the gosh darn Eagles. He was almost able to come back and win against the gosh darn Eagles. The only time Baker Mayfield has had a bad play this season is the interception in the end zone to Kelee Ringo against the Eagles, in which they could have had a chance to win that game, but he threw a pick in the red zone. That is like his only as far as I know, that's his only turnover this season. Baker Mayfield's biggest blemish in his entire career, the thing that has been tough to deal with Baker Mayfield, is his turnover problem. He is not turning the ball over this season. He's not doing it. He's being smart with the football. He's scoring touchdowns and he's winning games. The Buccaneers are 4-1 and they just beat a really, really good Seahawks team. There's so much to look forward to for both of those teams, especially for those quarterbacks who came from the Jets and the Panthers. They both had to deal, or not they didn't both play for the Jets and the Panthers, but they both played for the Panthers at some point. They both played for the Jets and the Browns respectively, which is also horrible. And now they're on decent franchises with good cultures, and they are showing that they deserved the picks that they were at. Baker Mayfield being a number 1 overall, and then obviously Sam Darnold being the 3rd overall the same year. I want to talk about the Patriots and Drake May, because Drake May has been amazing. He's also someone who might enter the MVP conversation if he keeps playing at this level. He led this team to beat a Bills team that a lot of people thought was one of the best teams or the best team in the league. I never thought that the Bills were the best team in the league, but a lot of people had a lot of high faith in the Bills this year, especially coming into this game, and Drake May walked in there and was the better quarterback. Drake May showed us that he is a game changer, whether it is his athleticism that he uses, accuracy, his smart decisions. He hasn't been turning the ball over as much this season. He's honestly been one of the best quarterbacks in the NFL, and he led the Patriots to beat the Bills. And as I said before the season, I thought the Patriots had a chance to make the playoffs. I thought the Patriots could win 10 games, and I am right. Technically, they haven't made it there yet, but they have looked so good this season. And honestly, one of their losses against against the Steelers, they looked like the better team the entire game. They just couldn't stop fumbling the football because they have Ramondre Stevenson and Antonio Gibson, two known fumblers through their entire career. They have them as their starting two running back. Honestly, it's bound to happen. But Stephon Diggs was fantastic in this game. Another thing that I want to hang my hat on is that I thought Stephon Diggs in this system, with being the number one option for Drake May, was going to be able to thrive. Yes, he tore his ACL last year, but we're only a couple years removed from him being a perennial 1,000-yard receiver. He is still got it. Stephon Diggs, fantastic in this game. Ramondre Stevenson made up for the early fumble, scored a couple touchdowns. I don't even think he had a lot of rushes. Drake May led them down the field every single time in that drive. So, fantastic. I think Drake May is going to be a perennial quarterback for years and years. That draft class just looks absolutely fantastic. And if we want to stay on that draft class, we can talk also about how Jaden Daniels played. Jaden Daniels, coming off of a knee sprain injury, was able to go into the Chargers Stadium and take their lunch money. He was really good. You can't even give him full credit, though, because Ja'Cory Krosky-Merritt was fantastic. The Los Angeles defense is not nearly as good as anybody thought that they were going to be. I mean, we obviously, they have some injuries, but realistically, Washington was able to do whatever they wanted. They were able to do whatever they wanted. And the Chargers defensive or offensive line is horrible. People talk about Justin Herbert being the if man. He's going to be the if man again this year. Besides last week, Justin Herbert has looked like one of the best quarterbacks in the NFL. Even in this game, he did not look bad. There was multiple times where he gets first downs on 2nd and 3rd and long, and then there's a penalty that called back. There was one drive where they converted on a 3rd and like 15 or something, and then there was a holding penalty, so it's like 3rd and 25 or 2nd and 25, and then they convert again, but there's still another offensive line penalty on the same guy from the previous play. It's just, I do feel sorry for Chargers fans because it's hard to be a Chargers fan with how many injuries that they have to deal with. How much this team just never is able to work around Justin Herbert. It's just never able to happen. And through the first 3 weeks, you thought this was a dark horse Super Bowl contender. Now, through 5 weeks, 2 weeks later, are they going to win a playoff game? Are they good enough to win a playoff game? I don't think so. With as many injuries and as many inconsistencies as that this team has, I don't know if I see it. I don't know if I see it. We already talked about sort of another guy in this draft class, but Bo Nix was fantastic in the fourth quarter when you needed him the most. He was not amazing the rest of the game. He was not amazing. I don't think he was terrible, but he was middle of the pack. He was a very, very almost below average, but he wasn't terrible, but he was below average for most of the game. In the fourth quarter, he was one of the best quarterbacks in the NFL this week. He was one of the best quarterbacks in the NFL. He went 9 for 10, 126 yards, 3 for 3 scoring drives. When you needed him most, when we were down 14, Bo Nix came into the game and changed everything. He was ripping balls. He was finding Evan Ingram. He was finding Courtland Sutton. And Courtland Sutton is a dog. He's one of the best wide receivers in the league. I don't know if he's necessarily top 10, but he's in the top 15 probably. He is fantastic. And Bo Nix was just amazing in the fourth quarter. He's one of that draft class is looking really good right now. Besides Michael Penix, JJ McCarthy, that draft class is looking fantastic. And yes, I still believe Caleb Williams is also a great quarterback. He did not play this week, though. Neither did Michael Penix or JJ McCarthy. But the 3 quarterbacks that did play from that draft class were flawless this week. Well, I guess Bo wasn't flawless for the whole game, but he was flawless when you needed him to be. So I'm going to give him his credit. Before we get to the Monday Night Football game, which is probably the next game I'm going to talk about, there was so many comebacks this week. So many comebacks. We had the Saints beat down 14-0 or 14-3 and then come back and win 26-14. We had the Broncos down 17-3, come back to win 21-17. We had the Panthers down 17-0, come back and win 27-24. We had the Cardinals. Oh my gosh, I forgot about it. The Cardinals up 21-6. They fumble a ball out of the back of the end zone, and they find a way to lose that game 22-21 in the fourth quarter. I don't know how I don't know how the Cardinals even had a possibility of losing that game. getting an interception, fumbling it into the end zone, and then covering it for a touchdown is not even the most insane thing that happened in the run that the Titans made. Amari DiMercato had a 72-yard run that he fumbles at the 1-yard line, goes in the back of the end zone, and gives the Titans the ball back. They didn't want to win. I don't think the Cardinals aren't very good. They just didn't want to win the game. The Jags were down 14-0. The Jags were also down 14-0 and came back and won that game 31-28. So we'll go to that game now. Trevor Lawrence was shaky all game. There was a couple plays where he definitely deserved to throw an interception, especially that one where it hit off of Tim Patrick's hand and Nick Bolton's right here, and him and Drew Tranquil run into each other and somehow don't catch the easiest pick in the history of interceptions. I mean, holy crap. How do you not pick that? I'm totally fine with the Chiefs losing that game. But this team is really, really good because their defense is really, really good. They're really good at forcing turnovers. Devin Lloyd is looking like a DPOY candidate right now. I mean, Devin Lloyd has like 4 interceptions in 5 weeks, along with a 99-yard pick 6 in this one, where he's running maybe a 5'2", 40-yard dash, but he was able to somehow make it juke Patrick Mahomes to the floor and make it all the way to the end zone. But the Jaguars, I think that their biggest problem when they get to the playoffs is going to be Trevor Lawrence. Although he ran into the end zone like a baby deer on the last play of the game. I mean, like he literally newborn baby walking. Like I don't know how the hell he trips on his own man, runs into his own man once he gets up. Somehow breaks a tackle. I mean, holy crap. So, but if he keeps making the mistakes that he's making and not being as accurate as he's able to be and not getting the ball to his playmakers, then this team's ceiling is in question. But the Jaguars are still a good football team, and they showed that beating the Chiefs, who coming off of a good win. They did beat. I think another thing, I also think that this game is more of a testament to how bad the Ravens are, even with Lamar Jackson, because the Chiefs put belt to ass on the Chiefs or on the Ravens last week, and we were like, or especially me. I don't know if a lot of people were like this, but the Chiefs are back. They're gonna start winning a bunch of games. They look like the best team in the NFL. Or not the best team in the NFL, but the best team in the AFC. They come in here and, again, don't look amazing. Their offense looks a little shaky. They did score 28 points. Patrick Mahomes is going to be Patrick Mahomes. But you can't have Patrick Mahomes has 6 carries for 60 yards and a touchdown and be your leading rusher every single week. He is the Chiefs' leading rusher this season. How are the Chiefs supposed to be good if Patrick Mahomes is their leading rusher? They have no run game at all. Pacheco had a couple good runs in this game, but I said it during the game. Pacheco is good for like 2 or 3 plays a game. After that, he's not good at all. He's not good at all. He'll have a couple plays. After that, Pacheco, Kareem Hunt, they're terrible. They're terrible. They can have 1 or 2 good plays. Kareem Hunt had 2 touchdowns, but they were both on the 1-yard line, and he had one other like 25, 30-yard rush. Other than that, these guys do absolutely nothing. The Chiefs need a run game, and their defense is just not that good. In years past, their defense has been a lot of what they can hang their hat on, especially when their offense has been sluggish, just like it was last year. But this year, it just seems like the defense is dysfunctional. The offense is not overly amazing either. It's tough to see the Chiefs being a team that could win playoff games. I think that they're going to make the playoffs. Once again, I also think they're probably going to end up winning our division. They're probably going to end up making it to the AFC Championship game because they do it every year. But if it were to happen where they don't make the AFC Championship game, this would be the year because their team looks insanely dysfunctional every side of the way. Travis Kelce is not the same player. Chris Jones is not the same player. They don't have Rashee Rice, which they get him back, I think, after next week. I think he was suspended for 6 games. So after next week, they finally get Rashee Rice back. So that could be a really big thing. They need a run game. They need it. Their run game cannot be Patrick Mahomes and them expect to win a lot of games. It just can't happen. They need to trade for a running back or sign a running. I don't know. I don't know what they need to do, but their run game is their biggest problem. Their second biggest problem is the fact that their defense just isn't as good as it has been in years past. One other thing, the Texans, good job for you guys. Starting to get your stride back. The Ravens defense is probably the worst defense in the NFL, like without question. That defense is horrible. There's no worse defense than the Baltimore Ravens. But the Texans have got a couple good get-right games back to back. So hopefully they can keep this going and bring this into the rest, because if they keep playing like that, they have a chance to make a push for this division as well. Uncharacteristically, this division, the Texans, the Colts, and the Jags, might be one of the better divisions in football this year. It could. If the Texans keep this momentum going, it could be really, really fun at the end of the year. It could be another AFC West, NFC North. Like, those are probably the two best divisions. This division could definitely get up there if the Texans keep playing this way. It's already going to be close with the Jags and the Colts. We'll see if the Texans can get there as well. Oh, and by the way, the Dolphins are terrible. Just blow the whole team up. Blow the whole team up. It's fucking over. It's over. It's over. And I'm leaving that F-bomb in. I'm sorry for everybody who's watching this who doesn't like when I say the F-bomb. It's over. Fire Mike. Why does Mike McDaniel have a job right this second? He should have been fired the second that game was over. He should have been fired last year. He needs to be fired now. Tua needs to be benched. I don't care what the team looks like at this point. Tua needs to never play football for the Dolphins again. Tyreek's already injured, so who cares? And man, you let Rico Dowdle run for 206 yards on 23 carries. He ran the ball 23 times and almost averaged 10 yards per carry. That is pathetic. Anyway, I'm done. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please leave a like and subscribe to the channel. And I will see you guys in the next one.